Jeff Fisher was fired as coach. Special teams coordinator John Fossil took over as the interim, but it made no difference for the Rams in a 24-3 loss to the Seahawks at CenturyLink Field. With Gary Klein, Dylan Hernandez, and Mike DiGiovanna, I'm Lindsay Theory for the Los Angeles Times. Gary, it was a scary moment there late in the game. The last thing the Rams want to see happen in already a disastrous season is their rookie quarterback to get injured.
The future of the franchise. Jared Goff takes off to his left along the sideline, gets to the 2-yard line after about a 15-yard scramble, and here comes Richard Sherman from the Legion of Boom. Knocks him out of bounds and into, we think, concussion protocol. He was out of the game, gave us a thumbs up in the locker room, but at this point we're still waiting to find out what his condition is.
Richard Sherman said there's no free meals in the NFL. Jared Goff surely found that out. Now, Todd Gurley said after the game that these guys have got to continue to play because their next head coach, whoever that might be, he's watching. Dylan, what do you think that future coach is really seeing from this team?
I mean, at this point, nothing. This is just a complete train wreck, which I did predict before the season, I might add, when we were doing our preseason predictions. But, yeah, you know, the funny thing about it, though, I kind of think that if you're going to be bad, you might as well be like Rams bad. You know, I think the worst thing for this team actually coming to LA would have been, you know, for them to be like 7-7 right now and nobody caring. At least people are angry. You know, unfortunately, you know, it cost a good man in Jeff Fisher his job, but it at least shows that there's some passion in the fan base. People kind of care. So, I mean, if you were kind of, you know, looking at it as a glass half full situation, which, you know, obviously I'm a really positive guy and I am.
Jeff Fisher, too.
Jeff Fisher, too. Yeah. So, you know, again, if you're going to be bad, you might as well just be awful.
Mike, last week, Michael Thomas dropped the opening kickoff. The Falcons recovered, and then a play later, a touchdown. This week, another big drop by Michael Thomas. It really kind of set the tone for the game and speaks to who this Rams team is this season.
It really did. That whole, it was a second Rams possession, was really a microcosm of this Rams season. Showed a little potential with Goff with a couple of nice passes and 2 drop passes. The one to Thomas was a great play action, runs a great post route. He's 5-10 yards behind the secondary. The ball's a little short, but it's a catchable ball, and he drops it. And then on 4th down, 4th and 1 from the 7, I like Fossil's guts in going for it there, but they come up a half yard short. And there it is, a chance to take a 7-0 lead in one of the toughest stadiums to play in the NFL, and they fail to capitalize.
Fossil going for it because at this point, Gary, they really have nothing to lose. That locker room was as dejected as I've seen it this entire season. A couple of the defensive linemen who were always good to chat after a game or after every practice, they would not even speak. 2 games left in the Rams season. How do they even find motivation to go back out on the field?
And how do fans find motivation to come out on Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve and New Year's Day.
You know, when you talk to the players, they kind of echoed, I think, what Gurley was saying. You're not just playing for your brothers and your teammates anymore. You're playing for your job. And so Fossil talked about a little bit after the game how they're watching. You know, the next guy who comes in, he's going to want to see who are the guys that can perform in an adverse situation, who are the guys that pack it in. So I think you'll see many Rams players out there playing really hard. The question is if they get down against the 49ers, right? The only team, the Rams, the only team they've beaten this year, which direction is it going to go?
Packing it in. We're going to pack it in because we're soft. We're from LA. It's really cold here in Seattle. The Rams, they have lost 9 of their last 10. Once again, their next game, it's on Christmas Eve back at the Coliseum, hosting the San Francisco 49ers. We're packing it in, but we'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to finish. You're not. We'll finish this thing out through the season with the Rams. And, of course, keep it on the LA Times for the latest in this coaching search that's going to be ongoing for, well, who knows how long. All right, with Gary, Dylan, and Mike, I'm Lindsay for the LA Times.